90% of the time you say, oh, I'll cut that out later. And then I watch the video and it's right there in the middle of it. And there's been at least 3 times where I'm like watching it with Lisa on the tablet in bed and I'm like, oh, fuck. And she's like, what? I'm like, he said he was cutting it.
Hey, sometimes it pays to be organic. We just talked about earlier, maybe, depending on what order I release these videos in, people the Oscars have a boner for. Now we're going to talk about people the Oscars hate.
Limp dick.
The first person, Ben Affleck.
Boston boy! We're not wearing Boston gear this time, but...
Ben Affleck, granted, he has a weird career. He started really strong. He wrote Good Will Hunting with his friend Matt Damon.
Another great Boston boy.
And he won a Best Writing Oscar. However, after Good Will Hunting, Matt Damon continued to make good decisions.
Side note, his character in that movie, in Good Will Hunting, I think should have been nominated. Not necessarily awarded, but nominated for one of Best Supporting Actors. Because though it is a relatively dumb character in a brief overview, he has some deep insights in that movie.
Absolutely.
Like when he speaks to him and says, you know what, I hope one day I go to knock on your door.
And you're not there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like that is such a deep moment.
Yeah, and he's telling him not to waste his potential. I thought that was very well done. Ben Affleck started well. Then he had a pretty long stretched out period of bad movies, including
Daredevil.
He was in Gigli. Even
Jersey Girl, right?
Jersey Girl. Even was he in Chasing Amy? Even Chasing Amy.
No, Chasing Amy was a good independent film. Kevin Smith did a good job.
Was it?
It's one of those.
Was it?
Yes, it's one of those movies that has a low budget, but the overall.
You're not one of those people who has a boner for Kevin Smith because he writes everyday movies.
No, but I do think the first Clerks was good.
Smith. Yeah, I loved Clerks. Clerks 2 was good.
I could care less about the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
It was funny, but it was not quality.
It's one of those movies you watch once and laugh real hard. You watch a second time and you're like, why the fuck am I watching this a second time?
Okay, to bring it back to topic, Ben Affleck did a lot of shit in the middle of his career. And all of a sudden, probably 6 years ago, he suddenly started to become very legitimate again. Even his movies that have not been high tier lately, he did a movie called Runner Runner with Justin Timberlake, which was nowhere near as well received as most of his recent work, but it was still pretty good. It wasn't. It was nowhere near as bad as Gigli was, it wasn't a terrible film. It was very good. It was an interesting concept, and he wasn't even the star, so it's nice to see him still take those roles. However, he's really, really come to a point where he did The Town as a director and a starring actor. Phenomenal movie. Phenomenal.
And I just want to say that the best line I've ever heard in a movie is in The Town. There's nothing better, and it really depicts a good relationship in the sense of best friends in a way that most people don't depict it. When he walks into his Jeremy Renner's apartment and just walks in and says, look, I need your help. We're going to hurt somebody, and I need you to never ask me about it and why we did it ever again. Nice. And Jeremy Renner just looks at him and goes, whose car are we taking?
That was awesome. But
best scene ever.
The Town, phenomenal. And that was where we really started to see, that's where Ben Affleck came to the front and center. Holy shit, this guy's all of a sudden awesome. Then he did Argo. Argo was an Academy caliber movie which won Best Picture of the Year. Clearly, Ben Affleck has legitimized. And now he's going towards the blockbuster direction again, and he's going to be Batman as Batfleck. But so obviously he's depicted that he's got so much range. Yeah.
And the biggest key thing that I think we miss about talking about The Town is that was a movie like you stated, Good Will Hunting is where he started his career, got awards for writing.
Yep.
And then he started acting, and that was the first movie that said, "Oh, not only do I have this diversified ability to do writing and acting and kind of get into the production of it, but I can it all into one and do it in the same fucking movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you think about the Academy now, the biggest insult is that Ben Affleck seems to be completely passed over. The Town was a great movie. I can see it not being nominated for Best Picture. I can see, I guess, maybe don't give him Best Director for The Town. You could make the argument to give him Best Director. Because Jeremy Renner won an Oscar for it. It was certainly an Oscar caliber movie.
You cannot tell me, though Jeremy Renner did a great job in that movie, you cannot tell me that he did any better
Did
than
he
Ben
win
Affleck.
for that, or did he win for Hurt Locker? I think he won for The Town.
But they were on par through that whole thing. You cannot say that one was better than the other in that movie.
Yeah, I think Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner had to portray a little more of a less common, a less relatable character. So I can see
I would
him...
say less relatable, but I feel like that is the type of character that lately, though not a front runner, has become a little bit more common.
True.
I mean, Street Kings kind of plays with that in other movies. So
I could see The Town, I think he should have been recognized for The Town, but I don't think that he should have, I can see him not winning for The Town. But Argo is where the Academy completely blew him off. How does a movie win? It's considered the best movie of the year, and he is not even nominated for Best Director. Who is the person who has the most influence over a film? The director. The director controls how people portray things, how filming is done. He's basically the boss of the cinematographer, the writers, everything. And he is not even acknowledged for it.
And what the best part of that point right there is, the first person you think of when the movie is nominated for Best Picture is the director, Ben Affleck. The next person that you think of is the leading fucking actor. Again, Ben fucking Affleck. Oh, so the two most important roles in the fucking movie, same fucking person. Nominates for Best Picture, but we fucking forget who Ben Affleck is when we fucking go to the other awards.
Yeah. So I don't understand how you have the boss of the movie and then the person the movie revolves around, and neither one of those roles gets an Oscar nomination. And even when they won the Best Picture award, members, other people who went up with Ben Affleck publicly stated how ridiculous it was that Affleck was not nominated, as a solo, by himself.
Oh, of course. I mean, what are they going to go walk up and say? Oh, yeah, we want to thank you guys for this award. I mean, we won it solely on guy walking dog in background 2. Because he was the one who really lynched this for us.
So that being said, The Town, good movie, I could see it. Argo, there's no excuse. I cannot think of an argument for Ben Affleck not receiving some recognition for Argo. So to sum it up, I think the Academy does not like Ben Affleck.
Fuck him.
Well, guess what? If you can do blockbusters well, see Steven Spielberg, then you can make them Oscar quality.
Right? You can't knock a movie just because they're one of the few that actually gets a fucking great budget.